Courteous & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Tammy Renee Corbett, age 33 of Sylacauga, will be Wednesday, September 30th at 2 o'clock from Courteous & Son North, with burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation 2 hours prior to the service. Ms. Corbett died September 23rd at Coosa Valley Medical Center, Courteous & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Reverend Blois Truman Walker will be Saturday at Courteous & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel. The family visitation with the family will be, the visitation for friends and family will be 1 until 2, and funeral service starts at 2, officiated by his pastor, the Reverend Raymond Stewart. Reverend Blois Walker, he was a longtime pastor in the Churches of God, and of course he was accepted his first church as pastor at the Rockford Church of God, and he'd been at up in Talladega over in the Renfro area, the Trinity Lighthouse Church, for many years as well. Courteous & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Graveside funeral service for David Lane Leach of Sylacauga will be today, 10:30 to 11 o'clock. The visitation at Wewoka Assembly of God Church in Talladega. The service starts at 11 with a graveside service at Wewoka Cemetery. The Reverend Fred Milam officiating. Online condolences at courteousandSonFH.com. Courteous & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Visitation for Annie R. Neely, age 88 of Sylacauga, will be at Courteous & Son North this afternoon from 4 until 8 p.m. A second visitation will be held on Saturday morning at Mount Pisgah Missionary Baptist Church on U.S. Highway 231 in Titus, Alabama. That is from 10 until 11, followed by a graveside service at the cemetery at 11 o'clock. Courteous & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Fond memories and expressions of sympathy may be shared at courteousandSonFH.com. And funeral service for Sarah Naomi Wallace, age 72 of Sylacauga, will be Sunday at 2 p.m. from Courteous & Son North, with the Reverend Wayne McDaniel officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation from 1 until 2 at the funeral home. Ms. Wallace died September 23rd at her residence. Courteous & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Graveside service for Robert Earl Bullard, age 72 of Sylacauga, will be Sunday at 2 p.m. from Fayetteville Methodist Cemetery, with the Reverend John Limbaugh along with the Reverend Paul Vick officiating. Mr. Bullard died September 21st at Russell Medical Center. Visitation Sunday from 1 until 2 at the church. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for David Wayne Keel, age 47 of Goodwater, will be Saturday at 3 from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel, with Brother Jason Gravett officiating. Burial in the Holland Cemetery. Mr. Keel died September 23rd at UAB in Birmingham. Visitation Saturday from 1 until 3 at the funeral home. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. And graveside service for Mrs. Terry Cook. It will be 11:30 on Saturday at Pine Grove Baptist Church Cemetery in Sylacauga. Visitation today, 1 until 8 at the funeral home. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. And Mrs. Betty Red died September 24th. Funeral arrangement to be announced by Community Funeral Home. A family-only service for Augustus L. Elston, age 72, is 1 o'clock Saturday at Destiny's Mission, Inc. Visitation 2 till 7 today at Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary. And Robert Dixon Fuller, age 73, died September 22nd. Funeral service will be 3 o'clock today at Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega, with Wayne Hester and John Trickett officiating. Family receiving friends from 1 until service time today. Burial with military honors provided by at the Munford Memorial Cemetery. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Graveside service for Elliot Dean Sims, better known as Dino, age 54, will be Saturday at 2 o'clock from St. Mary Baptist Church Cemetery, with Apostle Michael Trust officiating. Mr. Sims died September 20th at St. Vincent's East in Birmingham. Anniston Funeral Service, directing. Graveside service for Patricia Wells, age 80, is 11 o'clock Saturday at Rocky Mount Cemetery. Visitation is today 2 till 7 at the funeral home. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary, directing. Ms. Daphne Williams, age 56 of Sylacauga, died Wednesday, and Armour's Memorial Funeral Home announcing. And Mr. Donald Corbin, age 60 of Goodwater, died Wednesday at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Armours Memorial Funeral Home, Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries this morning brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.